I'm just having all sorts of difficulties today. Morning, everybody. So, reason for not streaming last week. It's pretty simple, really. I was waiting on materials. I mean, there's so many things going inside this head that people are trying to figure out how I'm gonna fit it all in. I just got a bunch of modules. I got some LED lights, power supplies, external power supplies, obviously. A million freaking springs. Still got some foam work to do, but I'll save y'all the trouble of having to see that again. Which we might start that here in a minute. For now, what I want to do is I've cut a slit in the back of the head, and I want to magnetize it to make it easier to put on and off. So, it's not going to be a crazy stream or anything like that, but got some cool stuff to do. I'm going to use my registration marks and a toothpick to mark where my magnet's going to go. Okay, I was going to use a pin drill or just a regular drill. Pin drill's a handy little tool. I have about 4 of them, and all 4 of them take up to larger size bits. But I figured a lot of y'all might not have a pin drill or access to a regular drill, so it's EVA foam. We're just gonna hold a drill bit and have at it. And make sure we're pretty close to center. And this might not work at all. I've never actually tried to drill into foam before, so we're learning. Yeah, that's not really the effect that I want there. I could whip out the Dremel, but again, trying to do things with things I think y'all have laying around. So we're just going to cut it out with the X-Acto knife, because that drill bit just wants to tear it. There we go. And these little holes ain't got to be perfect. We're going to fill them in with hot glue and super glue. We'll probably super glue the magnets in place and then hot glue them down. Which reminds me, I should probably plug in a hot glue gun. That would be a smart thing to do. Get that started. Because, we're all about our prep work here. Thinking ahead and being on task, right? Alright, let's see here. What's this doing? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. we're just going to roll with it and see what happens. Let's see, get the glue gun set up. Yeah, it seems like it's working. Interesting. YouTube is being fussy today. I guess because it's like their 20-year anniversary or whatever. Alright. Well, let's see. I did not think I was going to need pliers, but tweezers should work. I'll just reach in there and pull out the little plug. There we go. Do the same over here. Alright, that hole looks a little high. So when we do it on this side, I need to do it a little higher. And then this one actually looked pretty even. If I'm off too much, take a little strip of metal and put it in here. And just let the polarization take care of the rest. Hope I got that deep enough. We'll have to check it. So yeah, I've been out chasing down materials. I'd ordered some stuff. Oddly enough, a lot of the stuff I ended up ordering came from a model trains place made by a company called Scenic. And then got my hands on some EVA foam putty, but that's some later on me to worry about stuff. Alright, magnets. Oh, and of course I had to get magnets, obviously. Still not quite sure I got the exact ones that I want, but either way, I think they're going to work fine. They're 1/4 of an inch cylinder barrel magnets. Ta-da! I feel like I can go a little deeper with that one. Yep. That one's going to be the hard one because I wallered out the hole so bad with that drill bit. That was a good idea with a bad application. How's this one going to do? I feel like it's going to be okay. Let's see. Glue gun, you ready? Put this bad boy on high. Okay. I'll just shove our magnet in there. There we go. I did want the hollow magnets because I did put hot glue in there and I wanted it to squeeze through, give it as much grab as I possibly could. This one's going to be a pain in the butt. Let's just go ahead and snap off two. Okay. Now I stuck a drill bit on the end of this just so I could keep up with the polarity. Because if I try to stick this end to that end, it'll stick. Are these cylinder ones different? Yeah, see there? It's forcing itself from not connecting. But if you turn it the other way, we're golden. All right. Drill bit. I forgot I left another magnet inside of that. Dork. It's okay, it's okay. We'll just pull it out with a pair of tweezers. It's another good thing about these hollow core magnets. Is if you ever put one in the wrong place, you can actually grab it. As where the regular magnets are just such a pain in the butt to get back out. There we go. Alright, that's our polarity. So, let me put this on this end and place them in from this end. Roger, roger. Shove this in here. And turn it. There we go. Rub the excess off for now, just to keep it from sticking to the other side. See? Probably gonna have to put another one in here, which is fine because I have some other magnets that are different size that we can stick in there. Or I can just double up on this one. Let's see here. That was not a good idea. Just pick out some of this. There we go. Hot glue. Okay, maybe high heat wasn't the best idea. Come on. There we go. Oh, that one's got to come out. Happy accidents and all that, you know. I put one in with reverse polarity, even though I had that stupid drill bit on there, so that I wouldn't do that. But it should be pretty forgiving. Stick the tweezers in there, spin it around a couple times to cut the hot glue. Okay. There we go. Dirty, dirty little magnet. Stick that there for now. Alright, which way was our polarity going? That way. Okay, so that means we need to take this and put it on this side so that we put that side in first and this side sticking out. Copy. And this one needs to be inset a little bit. Come on. Use a toothpick on this one. What a hassle. Okay, let that sit for a second. Get all dried up. Move some crap around. When you buy these magnets, they come in these tubes. I would totally suggest you take a piece of tape, wrap it around the bottom of these tubes. Otherwise, it just kind of becomes a pain in the butt because they fall out too easy. Go. Couple extras. Oh boy, I'm all thumbs today. I guess it happens to the best of us. Even the not so best of us. Okay, are we good? I likes it. Basically what this means is it'll give me a little extra room because the back of the head follows the actual curvature of my head. And my head actually sits in this socket like so perfectly. It pretty much is what holds the thing on my head. Like most of this up here is just free space. Super comfortable. But when you put it on, you can see how I've kind of routed it out a little bit here. It was rubbing up against my face a little bit hard. So with this being able to pop open, I can just slide it on. Oh yeah, that does exactly what I thought it would. As soon as I get it over my head pops right into that socket and the magnets immediately come together. That's great. Yeah, this is great. And it's not going to be that much of a movement. I mean, it's literally like that. So, and basically when I go to put the fur on, I'll just have like the world's smallest amount of excess fur right here. You're never going to see it, ever. I mean, I'm not going to notice it. You're not going to notice it. And if you're looking at it up close, I can definitely promise you're not going to notice it. Okay, I think we're going to unplug the hot glue gun for now. Put the temperature back on low because that's a Stanley hot glue gun from Home Depot. It's a bit much. Just saying. So now we come to the interesting part. I've cut out some jaw pieces, and as you can see, these are not perfectly cut in any way, shape, or form. That's because they're going to be hidden. This will be used as a mechanism. This will be what controls the mouth. Well, partially. I have to find out where this is going to sit. And then I have some polystyrene. Pretty heavy gauge. We'll cut a piece of this and have some brackets and armatures cut into it, and that'll be attached to the back side of this, and that is going to be what our springs and pistons and things like that are going to connect to. Also, I bought the stuff today to make the pistons that I'm going to need because I could not find the size that I wanted in my local RC store. So look forward to that. We'll be making pistons. That's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, the hardest part about this is going to be figuring out the location. I'm thinking about like this. And then the mouthpiece will be a little bit higher up. So let's see here. I guess I'm going to have to do a little glue work, huh? I've already cut out some pieces. Now I'm sitting here second guessing myself. Okay, so this needs to be angled a bit. Yep. So left, right. And then they will curve together like so. Or that might be a bit much. I don't know. We are going to shave it down some though. And we're not going to measure or anything like that. Measurements for, I don't know. Measurements for people that don't have vision. Me, I have a dream. And I dream that one day this damn thing will be done. So that's my left, that's my right. But we're gonna flip them like that. Gotcha. How to do this. So about right there. See, I started to ride down. Actually, that works out. Yeah, that does work out. Let's do the same with the other side. Why doesn't this have to be perfect? It doesn't have to be perfect, mainly because I have EVA foam putty. And anything I don't like, I can totally just hide it with the clay. Also got some quick seal caulking. I had somebody ask me about where's the head? Some of the gaps in the head. These gaps really do not matter. Fur is totally going to hide it. But just for the sake of doing it, we'll do some gap filler. It'll be a later day thing. I'll sand down a couple high spots. We'll do 2 different types of gap filler. You know, give you guys an idea of what I would recommend. Price-wise, I would definitely recommend the EVA clay. It's actually cheaper than caulk. So, yeah. Do we want to go a little more aggressive on the other side? I feel like I should, just a little more. Let's see here. And obviously these knives, when you have these longer blades on these, they're pretty much good for like a one-time use. Yeah, see how wonderful that beautiful cut was compared to like this cut? Yeah, it's a thing. Let's plug our phone in. All right. Well, at this rate, I'm gonna be wanting some breakfast soon. What time is it? Oh, it's 7 a.m. Also had to go out and buy some more contact cement. If you're gonna buy contact cement, this brand is great. Obviously, you can get it at a hobby store, but what I would suggest is you buy one small can like this one, and then when you use it up, go to Home Depot, and for 20 bucks, you can get like 1/4 of a gallon of this, because this says 3 ounces, but they only fill the can to here. And if you look in there, I just refilled this can. It's slap full. Okay. We got some goop. And we're already making a mess. Look at us go. Because messes are fun. We like to make a mess. Not afraid to get our hands dirty, right? That's another funny thing about buying this glue. So I'm pretty old, not gonna lie. I'm a gray fur. I got the gray hair. You know, it is what it is. I still feel like I'm 20. Still exercise, I still jog, I'm active. But when I went and picked this up the other day to refill my can, I got carded. And it didn't hit me. And then I realized, oh, that's right. This is a kind of glue those old stoners back in the 80s used to huff to get high. And I gotta tell you, I don't mind the smell of this that much. I'm usually pretty sensitive to smells. I'm pretty prone to chemical pneumonia, oddly enough, considering how many chemicals I usually deal with. But this doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, I have a fan back here, and I'm not running it right now just because of how loud it is. I mainly use it for airbrushing. And then I've got a pipe that comes out of the back of this booth and goes through a window. Oh, and it also goes into a filtration system before it goes out the window. I would like to bring that up. I've seen people just take a dryer vent hose and run it outside, and you know, that's all fine and dandy if you're using like let's see here, just acrylic, you know, paint. It's not harmful to the environment or anything like that. Well, I've got some poster tags stuck on there. But yeah, acrylic paint's not going to hurt anything. You could eat it. Airbrush thinner it's a hit and miss for me. Sometimes you're better off using water depending on the brand of paint you're using. But if you're spraying like oil-based paints and stuff like that, yeah, you should probably filter it. I filter it just because I don't want to turn the side of my house whatever color is massively be painting. Like I paint a lot of Space Marines, obviously, so a lot of McCrag blue and Mephiston red, and I just don't want the side of my house that color. Oh, and happy Pride Month, everybody. While I'm thinking about it, it's not one of those things that really comes across my mind. I don't give it active thought. Maybe I should, but that's just not how I think. I'm lucky to, well, actually, I was about to say I'm lucky to remember my own birthday, but my birthday's at the end of the month, and that's the only reason I can remember it. It's because it's June, and it's literally the last day of the month, which also happens to be the same day that the Renaissance Festival is over. Oh, and for everybody that watched the last little short video with my buddy in the Viking costume, thank you. I'm sure he probably gets a good giggle out of that. We did several videos together. They will be posted throughout the next week or so. So you got that to look forward to. There should be a blooper reel coming up. But they're just shorts. I mean, they're really just off the beaten track shorts. Still waiting on this to dry. Another thing about EVA foam is when you're applying contact cement, you pretty much almost always want to do 2 coats of contact cement. Because, well, you can see here, It doesn't look porous, but it is. And it does have a little tack, but that first coat you do is practically a sealer. So the second coat's where you really get your grip. I'm using more contact cement than a metalhead from the 80s. Okay, there's one side. Ooh, finger glue. More glue. No, stay on the phone. There. Eat. Not like I care if I drop a little bit of this. Got like half a gallon of it behind me. Another thing you can do is just pour this stuff in a glass jar and just use a regular paintbrush. A lot of people do that. These brushes, you can actually buy these brushes. I have some, but that's partially because I use them for flux, for soldering. I wouldn't particularly recommend buying those. I would just say go out and buy the cheapest paint brushes you can from Dollar Tree, Dollar General, wherever. Because yeah, it's really not gonna matter. You just need a cheap brush. That's all. I'm gonna wipe that off with my finger. I don't care that it's on the side of the can. I do care that it makes the can hard to open on occasion. I do like the jar method more, because sometimes you basically end up gluing this lid on. But we are going to get this lower jaw glued together, and then probably going to call it, and I'm going to do some stuff off camera, and when we come back we'll get to the part that y'all actually want to see. I'll be well, part of the animatronics is going to be the ears, because the ears are going to move. So we're going to be moving on to mounting brackets and stuff like that. There's a lot going into this head. I'm still waiting on some electrical parts. I'm waiting on some connectors and disconnects, because I need to be able to disconnect the power supply from the head and be able to reconnect it easily. So they have these, they're clips that you just push a button and the mounting bracket comes out. So I can literally put the head on and then push the clip in. Yeah, it's kind of like adding magnets to the back of the head. I'm doing it just to make it easier for myself. And this was never meant to be like a quick project. This was meant, hopefully, to take months, because I'd rather not do it all at once. I am still having issues finding fur. My local supplier went out of business about a month or two ago. Well, about a month ago. And I was late to the program, basically. But I have heard recently that Michael's is going to start carrying fur. So if that ends up happening, or if I end up going to Michael's and just see if they can order it for me, I will let you guys know, because I am trying to do everything I can brick and mortar that y'all have easy access to. Like, most of the stuff I'm doing, I want y'all to be able to just go out to a store and pick it up. Anything that I have ordered recently is stuff that is carried by the stores and locations that I shop at. They do carry the products, but I had to order them because they were currently sold out. I mean, who knew trains was such a big thing? Some of the stuff they have for model trains now is absolutely amazing. Like, let's see. This little piece of cord right here. This is hollow tubing. It's cloth. It's braided. I know it's hard to see and it's not going to focus, but it's a braided hollow tube that you can put wire inside of. This one's ruined, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is I could cut this, and in the train section where I am, Scenics makes an LED light that is smaller than this cord. That is amazing. Like this tiny little tube, I could put an LED light inside of this tiny little tube. Not a fiber optic, an actual LED. It is crazy how far we've gotten with technology. What's y'all's thoughts on having Bluetooth speakers? Because I'm thinking about putting Bluetooth in this guy. So, curious to see what y'all's thoughts on that would be. This is getting there. We're getting close. I'm not going to sit here and make y'all watch me glue this together. I just wanted to talk, let y'all know that I'm live, let you know that I'm being proactive, and I am working towards getting the kind of stuff that y'all actually want to see. Like, I've got to sit here and sort through this. It may not look like it, but there's 200 springs in this bag. And out of the 200 springs that are in this bag, I'm going to use maybe 4. But I have to find the 4 that are the right like caliber weight ratio for what I need, and it needs to be the size that I need. So yeah, and I'm not going to sit there and make y'all watch that. As far as the jaw goes, like I said, in the future we'll be doing the jaw. We'll have a plastic plate on the back. There will be a cover that goes over all of this, so it'll move freely. But this part back here is going to be just to hold the polystyrene, and there'll be some parts that stick up, kind of like that. Just little hard plastic pieces that stick out. And they'll have holes drilled in them, and that'll be so that I can attach springs, draw cables, things like that. Because the jaw is going to control the ears. So when I'm talking, well, the hinge will be more like here. When I'm talking, there's going to be a lot of movement in the mouth. But there'll be a bracket on here that goes over to the ear, and it'll make the ears move when I talk. So that'll be fun to see. We'll be working on that. That might be something I do on a day off, and we can do it outside. Maybe I can get some company and just have some regular BS chat on like a Sunday or a Monday. But thank you for watching. We're going to head out, and I'm going to glue a few of these together, maybe run out and get some breakfast. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. And I hope anything that bothers you gets better. That's all we can do, right? Take care, guys. Bye.